Okay, well, I'm back in my shop here, and this is what I've been working on for the last few days here, is working on a polisher for Wood WACKER. So this is named Wood WACKER. And it's quite the little machine. It does what it's supposed to do. With the Wood WACKER here, what I did was I used the machine on the 24 grit paper to knock off all the corners, and then I went down to about a 300 grit paper, and this smoothed it out really nicely. And then I decided, well, I was going to make a tumbler system to polish this with. I wasn't really sure how to go about this, so once again, the build is not that pretty, but everything works here, that's for sure. I did try a couple of different options here. The container itself, I made this a six-sided tumbler. Simply used some plexiglass, cut six sides in there, as you can see, and put some end wheels on the end so it would roll very easily, and a cap here on the top that you can screw and unscrew here to put the material in. The drive unit itself was a test for me. I actually tried 3 different motors on it. I thought that I could first of all use a very slow motor. I have a 60 RPM motor here that I hooked up actually direct drive to the back of the unit, and that wasn't fast enough. So then I went to an 80 RPM motor, which you can see this unit. This is a real workhorse. This came out of an old fabric factory here, about 1940s issue, but it's got a big honking motor on it here and a gear shift there to turn it on and off. Anyway, that wasn't the answer either. So the next step that I said, well, let me try a drill, and I hooked a drill up to it and changed here now. Instead of going direct drive, I'm always recycling computer parts in that. So what I did, I took some steel rods out of an old printer and some bearings that you can see down here, and I inset the bearings into the wood and then put the shaft through that, of course, so it would spin very, very freely. One of the problems I had right off the bat when it started to run was these rubber wheels that I put over top of the shaft. They actually started moving back and forth as the machine operated. So what I ended up doing was putting a whole bunch of hot glue in there. That's why you see that. Now, the drill itself, what I have is I had an old 12-volt battery-operated drill. And, of course, the battery was dead. I wasn't about to ever buy any new batteries for this particular drill. But I've kept it hanging around in hopes that I'd think of something to use it for someday. Well, anyway, what I did is I took the drill, I cut the battery pack off back here, and I wired it direct. And then I took an old computer power supply, as you can see, that's just one out of any computer, and I converted it to a benchtop 12-volt power pack that I could use to run the drill. Very, very simple. All I did, I actually used just an electrical connection. I cut an extension cord in half, and I wired one for a plug and one for the other. I'll have to tag these in case somebody else ever tries to use this and thinks they're getting 110 out of this, because that's actually 12 volt. So then I ran that up into the drill. The drill, once again, excuse me for coughing here, the drill itself did not have a lock switch on it to hold the thing. So what I did was I actually pulled the trigger back, and I drilled a hole down there through the trigger. And then I pulled the trigger back, inserted the pin into it, and of course that holds it now on the on position so it'll run constantly. The back rod is also a stainless steel rod back here, but that one I didn't put on bearings or anything. I simply oversized the hole just a little bit and put the steel rod in there, and it spins to beat the band, no problem. So the container itself is approximately, well, we'll put a ruler up here. It's about 11.5 inches long here, and it's about 8.5 inches in diameter on the circle with these 4-inch panels here. on it. That's what I cut, 4-inch panels to make the drum on it, but it works exceptionally good. Then what I did is I went down and I bought a 50-pound bag of crushed walnuts. This is very, very fine sanding grit, and also polishing. That's what they say on the information about it anyway. So it polishes and sands. A very, very fine grit, maybe 400, maybe 500, I'm not sure. So I took that, and what I did was I put that into the container here. As you can see, there's some in there. And I took some wax. Now, I think you could use basically any kind of wax you got. This is just some Miracle Floor Wax liquid that I happen to have laying around the shop. So I just simply took about, I don't know, 4 ounces. I filled this little container here full of it, and I poured it inside of the tumbler and put the balls inside of there with it, and then simply let that wax and polish it. Now I'm going to turn it on, and boy, I'm going to tell you, this is really, really noisy once again, but you'll see how it operates here. All I have to do is hit the switch here on the power pack, if I can reach it, and now you can see Woody Wood Waxer in motion here. And this has actually been running, about 2 hours. So I'm going to shut this off here pretty quick here, but as you can see, it runs really, really efficiently. The drill itself doesn't get hot at all, and of course the power pack from the computer, you're not drawing that much amperage, so it stays totally cool there, no problem whatsoever. So anyway, that's the Woody Wood Waxer in motion. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to shut it down because actually, as I said, I've had this running for a couple of hours, and I'm just going to take a container here and bear with me while I grab a hold of this, and I'm going to just pour this mixture now into there. So I'm just going to set the camera down here for a second. We'll let you all look here and open this thing up first. And just bear with me here, and I'll get the camera here again. And I'm just going to take these now, and I'm going to dump them out into this other little bin here that I have. And you'll be able to see the end result here of a couple of hours worth of polishing. And that's how they turn out right there. So anyway, that's the end result with this thing. I'm pretty happy with it overall. Everything seems to work fine now. A lot of trial and error. Not real pretty builds. If you were to build one, if you learned by my mistakes, you could probably make your unit look a whole lot nicer. But once again, that's the Woody Wood Waxer along with Woody Wood Whacker. Some people have shown pictures here of their shop. I want to show you how confined mine really is here. I have a very, very small shop, a little one-car garage. That's my drill press there. It's an old Beaver from the 1930s, and I made a nice little table here for it with different things on it that I can use. Put some drawers into it where I got all my drill bits and stuff. This is just another workbench that I have over here, actually covered with carpet. I use that quite a bit when I'm sitting there carving, that type of thing. That cabinet there is all full of different things that I have, all my calipers and stuff. These are all my wood carving tools. The next 3 drawers are all socket